For thousands of years, we've treated morality like an endless cosmic audit. We imagine the path to spiritual purity as a strict ledger. Stay in line, follow the rules, and avoid making a mistake. Under this framework, every human action is sorted into two distinct buckets: the permitted do's and the forbidden don'ts. It's a binary system where success is defined by keeping your slate perfectly clean. While a checklist is effective for maintaining order, it has a glaring flaw. It measures a person's worth by their strict obedience rather than their capacity for genuine compassion. There is an ancient story about Lord Krishna that pushes this flaw to its limit. Krishna falls gravely ill, bedridden by a sudden sickness that baffles every physician in the land. None of their remedies work. Desperate, his followers beg for a solution. Krishna finally tells them there is exactly one cure. They must find a true devotee, take the physical dust from their feet, and touch it to him. Instead of rushing to save him, his most dedicated scholars and priests recoiled. They flatly refused to do it. To understand why, you have to look at their rulebook. In their rigid moral hierarchy, touching dirty feet to the divine is considered a massive, unforgivable offense. It's the ultimate don't. Their terror of committing a sin paralyzes them completely. They are so consumed by the fear of doing the wrong thing that they choose to let their beloved Lord suffer. Their rules have defeated their love. Then, from completely outside this pious hierarchy, a scruffy town urchin steps forward. He admits he has no idea if he qualifies as a true devotee. He doesn't know the scriptures or the complex rituals, but he does know that he loves Krishna, and if the dust from his feet will heal him, he is glad to oblige. The urchin doesn't even pause to calculate the spiritual cost. Where the religious scholars saw an act of eternal damnation that froze them in place, the urchin simply saw someone he loved in pain. For someone operating out of genuine love, the rigid border separating right from wrong dissolve the moment an act of care is required. But this raises a question. If a person stops caring about the rulebook of morality, what prevents them from acting maliciously? This diagram shows the direct connection between the devotee and Paramapurusha, the supreme entity. This single bond of love entirely bypasses the tangled maze of calculating right, wrong, and sin. This singular focus replaces the need for a moral checklist. Every action is now driven by a solitary desire to please that central supreme entity. This is achieved through sadhana, or spiritual practice, and tapa, the act of selfless service toward the universe. Because the Supreme is pleased by service to the universe, the devotee's actions are inherently guaranteed to be benevolent. This creates a self-regulating system. The desire to serve the Supreme requires the betterment of the universe, making the old moral rulebooks redundant. The spiritual path leads toward a heart so full of devotion that love itself becomes the only navigational compass. These two paths illustrate why society's moral codes remain necessary. Until that unwavering devotion is achieved, we rely on heavy, solid guardrails to keep us from straying. Consciously distinguishing what to do from what not to do acts as essential training wheels. These boundaries provide stability while a person practices their sadhana. Constantly checking a moral ledger is an exhausting, fear-based state of mind. It stands in stark contrast to the effortless, joyous action of someone motivated only by love. The peak of human didness is an evolutionary state where love runs so deep that doing good becomes the only possible instinct.